Hi, I'm Dr. Jane Aitken. I'm a soil scientist and an environmental practitioner, and my company is Consulting and Environmental Services. My role as a soil scientist and an environmental scientist is to understand the soil, the landscape, the water, and how that our residential developments and our agricultural developments and the way that we grow our plants and look after the land works together in the landscape of Lithgow.
The history is working in the Blue Mountains. So in the Blue Mountains at the time in the 1983, we didn't have domestic municipal wastewater. So we were interested in how we can develop the land or be a developer, provide housing and good housing design for blocks of land that were unsewered. That also then comes into an understanding of the actual physical designs of how we use our water and recycling water. How we put that in a building format, I've always been interested in the environmental components of it, how the water, the land, what it is that we have around us. So I came to soil science through the lens of understanding and recycling water and how we can conserve our water resources. I like working in soil science because I can go and dig the ground. I can find out what is underneath, what the layers are that were the soil formation processes, link to soil mapping and information that we have, and understand the position in the landscape of where the soil is and how it's formed. So I like digging and having a look and seeing what's underneath. The biggest challenge for soil scientists and environmental scientists are bringing together and integrating the basic properties of soils, physical, chemical and biological properties, into the concept of understanding landscape and bringing the culture, the understanding of how people's lived in our landscapes for the many thousands of years that we're starting to understand. So just taking the physical engineering to the full holistic understanding of landscape and how we as humans fit into that landscape.
From a soil science perspective and being a member of Soil Science Australia, I've always had support and mentoring. I haven't ever had the feeling that I'm a woman in the industry, but I do get the feeling that they think that I do think differently than the general professional. And maybe that's my quirkiness that comes out, and I do allow that quirkiness to come out. And I'm to an age now where that's me. From other business people, I never, ever, well, not ever, but hardly ever get the feeling that because I'm a woman that I don't know what I'm talking about, because I always go into a conversation with knowledge. So I try and keep it at that level. How am I perceived? I understand that with a doctorate that I have respect in the studies that I've undertaken, and that the knowledge that I have, and that I'm very grateful to be able to work as a woman and not feel as if that well, I do rely heavily on my studies. You know, like if I didn't have my doctorate, it wouldn't be the same. So having the qualifications assists in me being respectful of myself as well as other people respecting me. We put the effort in to help the clients understand what the process is and to engage them, where maybe other consultants, and we will see the project through, even though we go onto rocky ground. We understand that, you know, people are people, people have got emotions, people have got financial stresses, they might be happy one day or they're bit difficult on one way, but we try and maintain a professional approach that the clients are comfortable with and that they get the feeling, and we're not going to give up. We just don't give up. We just keep on going, and then, like dripping water, it will unfold, and we will achieve what both the client wants and our goals for the job that's required.
Women just aren't a pretty face. We can be pretty tough sometimes. We've got negotiation skills. So there would be more communications, there would be more discussions, and there would be more outcomes because we would drive it through if we could. And we would speak fairly truthfully on what needs to be done. So if anyone follows the American philosophers Maya Angelou, she's got 50 doctorates. She's written poems and she's a guiding light. She's since passed. She said that if you have knowledge, you should teach, which was something that I never wanted to do when I left school. I never wanted to be a teacher. I couldn't do it. But I understand what she means now. So from my business that I have here, I would welcome anyone who would like to understand what soil science is, to understand what it is that we do, how that they can build a profession on their interest. And I would be happy to mentor people who wanted to start their own business because it's a rocky road, assist with students who needed work experience, for example, and to teach and give back.